played soccer with Marty's children?
Yeah,
Really?
I've got a daughter that's
No, just graduated from law school.
Welcome, everyone. This is the 23rd day of July 2018. Very pleased everyone is here. Ms. Wilson, if you would call the roll, please, ma'am.
Mayor Curley,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mathis,
Here.
Alderperson White,
Here.
Duncan,
Here.
Dunn, Keen, here, Noah's here. All present.
We have a quorum, so we will proceed. We're very pleased that Pastor Smith is with us again this evening. He will offer an invocation and lead us in the pledge. If everyone would please stand. Pastor Smith.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, may thy will be done here tonight, as would be pleasing unto you. We thank you for the opportunity to be here, to live in this great city. We pray that you'd be with these ladies and gentlemen as they make decisions concerning the present and future of our city. May your Holy Spirit guide them, and we pray always for the safety and protection of our policemen and firemen as they go out on calls 24/7. Guide them and direct them. May your Holy Spirit help us to be the very best person we can possibly be. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Praise to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend Smith. Okay, first on the agenda, I'm pleased to recognize our honorary alderman tonight, Mr. Luke Champion. As you'll see in just a minute, a very impressive young man, a very versatile young man. He's a recent graduate of Helena High School. During his time at THS, he earned a 3.889 GPA. He graduated with distinction and honors. He was a dual enrollment student at Motlow State Community College in algebra and pre-calculus. I'll let him tell you where he'll be attending school this fall. He was a first chair, is it bassoon? Bassoon player. He was placed 5th in the state in his weight category in wrestling in 2017 and placed 2nd in the state in his weight category in 2018 in wrestling. He works part-time this summer at Christopher Equipment. He's been involved in several mission trips with his church, and he's very active in his church. He's an avid reader, and in addition to all this, I mean, he's a wrestler, he's an excellent student, an excellent band, but he's also, and I saw he was in a production of Cinderella at THS Productions, drama. So very versatile young man. So Luke, welcome. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Let's see. This fall, I will be attending the University of Alabama in Huntsville, and I will be majoring in computer engineering.
Tell us about your family.
I have 2 siblings, a younger brother and younger sister. We're a pretty close family, I guess. Yeah. But
How did you decide about computer engineering? What about that appeals to you?
well, I've always liked the more hands-on aspect of being an engineer, and I have a personal love of computers and just the way everything in it works together, and I just thought it would be a interesting career to pursue.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations. We appreciate you being with us tonight. And if you would, stand there at your desk, and we'll present you with a certificate recognizing you as honorary alderman. And do we have somebody that can take a picture?
There you go.
Okay, I'm sorry, Aaron.
The picture.
I know
the premier picture.
Depends on Winston. Winston's not here. So look, if you would stand over here, this recognizes you as honorary alderman.
Sorry, Alan, to...
Thank you.
Mr. Curley, I told him I thought I could take him. And, he just looked at me and grinned, and I said, I better take that back.
I imagine you'd go down pretty quick.
You have to catch me first.
Yeah. Well, he does everything else. He's probably he's a fast runner too, probably. Okay, we're ready for board reports. Ms. King.
Thank you, Mayor. We had a tourism meeting last week. Steve May presided over that, and we had a good attendance. And we're working on welcome center baskets at this point, trying to come up with some things to put in those baskets. I will make a call out to the community. If you have items that you're willing to donate, we need, I believe, at least 5 of each things to be sizable items. Please contact Winston or Tom Robinson and donate those. We're going to be trying to get those out in the next couple of months to our neighboring cities who have take care of our welcome centers. We want Tullahoma to be represented very well. The Chamber of Commerce is busy right now. They have their coffee tomorrow, and then they will be having the CEO kickoff in the morning for those of us who have been and volunteered with the CEO. I have been for 24 years. So really glad to be a part of that and what we can give back to them. And then they're having their joint mixer at CFC Recycling on Thursday from 5 to 7. So a lot going on with the chamber. They're busy right now.
Yeah, good.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. King. Alderman Duncan, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I do plan to attend the coffee tomorrow with the Chamber Coffee and the Chamber function, the joint mixer on Thursday. Isn't it okay? Just attended the ribbon cutting ceremony. I think most all of us did, and at CD Stamps. I did attend Get Fit Tullahoma program, and which was it's a great program, and I think a lot of people really feel good about it, and it's going to be a great thing for the community. Over the weekend, my family that I discovered that I had about 5 years ago or so, didn't know any of those folks. I attended a reunion. I think it's about the third one I've attended, and it's right up above Dixon, Tennessee, and it's out in the woods. So it's. But anyway, it was a great event, and I saw more folks there. I never had an idea that I even had that much of a family in this area. Just discovered all of them, and I thought, that's what happened to all the Duncans, and I think they were down there in Nashville and everywhere. So it was great. That was a great event also. And on Sunday, Mount Zion, my church, Mount Zion Baptist Church, had our annual friends and family picnic. So it's been very exciting around here lately for me, just family type things and events coming together. So that's it.
Good. Thank you, Alderman Duncan. Alderman Blanks, Dr. Blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since our last meeting, I had a board meeting with Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Nothing out of the ordinary there. We're +7 as far as net for signups for Light Tube. We're also looking into how we're going to provide services in the future instead of signing up a subscription to Light Tube with the different channels. We're thinking about, the millennials. A lot of them don't have TV. They'll view their video on their phone or a laptop or whatever. So we're looking to see how to provide that service in the future. So we're forward looking, hopefully. I had a Duck River meeting a couple of weeks ago as well. We're selling water, maybe not to the point that we would like to, because we've had plenty of rain this summer. The reservoir's full, which is good. The water quality is on up there, hopefully. Sometimes in the summer it can drift a little bit because of the amount of water and the turnover in the lake. But everything's going well with that. And remind everybody, if they hadn't early voted, to go out and vote if you can. And we have an election here in a couple of weeks. Exercise your right. If you vote, then you can gripe. If you don't vote, you can't gripe. That's all I have, except shop Tullahoma. Thank you, sir.
Very good.
That's good.
Mr. Mathis, anything?
There's one thing that's on my mind now and that's going to be, school starts back next week. So we better be careful and be very, very safe, because those kids are going to be out. And it doesn't seem like they've been out very long. And they haven't, but we're having to go back. And another thing, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Robin Dunn is running for office. And let's get out and vote.
There you go.
Okay.
Good
That's all I
advice.
have.
Thank you. Speaking of Ms. Dunn,
It's been a delightfully boring last couple of weeks. I will say that. I've been at home a lot. But I went to a Tullahoma Housing Authority meeting, and as usual, it's really exciting to see how much those folks really care about the folks who are living there, and how hard they work to make sure that those grounds are well taken care of. But that's it.
thank you, Ms. Dunn. Alderman Norris.
Thank you, Mayor. Since our last meeting, I attended the Tullahoma Airport Authority Board meeting, and I also attended the another meeting. But I got distracted because of the comments about an election coming up. And some of you may not have noticed, but some of those who are running don't have many signs out. And I think they get extra credit. It's not enough said about that. So thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
And some people have too many out.
There are several.
Mr. Champion, again, thank you. Anything that you'd like to announce? Any activities you're involved with or programs?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, good. Well, thanks. We appreciate you being with us again tonight. Received a nice note from our Congressperson, Diane Black, to the City of Tullahoma. Congratulations on being recognized by Tree City USA for outstanding care for local forest and trees. This accomplishment speaks to your high level of motivation and dedication to preserving Tennessee's beautiful forest. I wish you all the best in future endeavors. Again, congratulations on this achievement. I look forward to hearing of your many future successes. And I also received a nice email, and I have permission to read and use her name, from Mary Mealer. All of you know Mary Mealer. She works at TUA. I wanted to take a couple of minutes and let you know how appreciative I am of the Tullahoma Fire Department. Oftentimes, we don't take the time to report when employees do a good job, only when we are dissatisfied with the service or product. I was working late at TUA on the night of May 23, 2018, when all of a sudden the building fire alarm went off. Needless to say, I jumped up and began going through the building looking to see what was wrong. Chief, I want to ask you a question in just a minute about that. As it turned out, our janitor had a mishap which caused smoke and dust to set off the alarm. After finding the issue, I immediately silenced the alarm and proceeded to contact the fire department. Before I could reach them, they were already at the front of the building getting their gear on, preparing to take action. I went out front to let them know there was no fire, but they came in the building anyway and checked for hot spots in the area of the building that had triggered the alarm. I felt much more at ease about leaving the building after they checked everything. They were very polite and professional. I was really impressed at how thorough they were. I don't know who they all were, but I do know that Jason Dameron was on the crew. I just wanted to pass this along and let you know how much I appreciated their prompt response, thoroughness, and professionalism. Chief Shasteen and his crews do a great job. So, Chief Shasteen, if you're in a building like that and the fire alarm goes off, what should you do?
Well, there's a couple of scenarios. If there's a panel that shows what the fire alarm is, for instance, the high school, the young lady in the office, there's a panel right behind her desk. She can immediately turn around and see what it says. If it says like a trouble alarm or something like that, we would ask that they investigate it. However, it is going to go ahead and call us, and we'll be on the way. If you're inside a building and you don't know what's going on, we want you to get out immediately. Meet the fire department when you're outside, and you can tell us that you either don't know what's going on or you saw smoke and you can tell us where it's at. But the building manager will sometimes stay in the building and investigate the problem. But we recommend everyone get out.
Okay.
She didn't do anything wrong,
I understand,
in our
yeah.
opinion, because she is a manager of the building.
Sure.
And she felt comfortable investigating to see what the problem was. And you know, we're okay with that, but we like to have somebody meet us and tell us, you know, what's going on, if they can.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't break any glass during that response either.
Good. Thank you, Chief. So I believe hopefully all of you have spread on your desk the resignation from Tisha Fritz, who has been the Arts Council Chair for some time now. So if there's no objection, I want to add this to the agenda so that we can, at the appropriate spot here in a minute, so that we can go ahead and announce the resignation and then let people know that if they have an interest in serving, they can go ahead and contact Ms. Morrison and complete a form. No objection to that? Okay. So we're ready for the city attorney's report.
I don't have a report tonight except to say that I enjoyed going home to Kansas City, and you did leave a little barbecue for me, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Yep, I like that town. Good town. All right, we're ready for the city administrator's report. Mr. Blackwell, please.
The only item, Mr. Mayor, is reference to the election. Everyone knows it's August 2nd. Our next board meeting is August 13th. The election won't be certified until the 16th. So the swearing in will be during the meeting of the 27th for the elected officials.
Okay. Good. Questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Blackwell. So we're ready for the consent agenda. We have 5 items. Item 18107, minutes of the July 9, 2018 regular meeting. 18108, to set a public hearing for the zoning map amendment. 18109, set a public hearing for the zoning map amendment. 18110, set a public hearing for another zoning map amendment. And 111, to set a public hearing for a zoning text amendment. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Proper motion, properly second. All those in favor of the consent agenda as presented, vote green, opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. We have one item of old business, ordinance number 1504, an ordinance of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, to amend ordinance number 1485, titled Adopting the Annual Budget and Tax Rate for the Fiscal Year beginning July 1st, 2017, and ending June 30, 2018. This is the second of 3 readings to recognize the last year's budget. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Proper motion by Mr. Noes, seconded by Ms. Keene. Any discussion? All those in favor, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. We have 3 items of new business. 1812, approval of engineering services contract with Scott St. John Engineering.
Could I say something about that?
Sure.
Please. It says approval of engineering services does...
We need to get a motion in a second for any discussion first.
Oh, let's do it.
All right.
I make a motion.
Second. Proper motion by Mr. Mathis, second by Mr. Noes. Mr. Mathis.
We have a new city administrator. Are they involved in this at all as far as who gets or who does the engineering firm? Or do we set this out for bid? Or do we just say, all right, these are the ones we have and we're not going to put them out to bid? Is this the way we do?
Mr. Worsham or Mr. Blackwell, do you have any input?
We've never done that before. It's a contract for personal services. Like my contract, we usually don't bid those things. We usually select someone based upon their knowledge and experience and expertise that we know about and just enter into contract with them after we negotiate with them. And that's what we've done with Mr. St. John's in the past.
Yeah. Would you not agree that the city administrator should be involved in this?
I don't really think so.
You don't?
Not really. If it were a situation where we did perhaps have people that had submitted bids and we needed to select from a group of applicants for that sort of thing, that might be appropriate. But in a case where we're just simply renewing an agreement that we've had with someone who's previously done work for us, I really don't think that we want to burden her with that.
And how long is this for? How long is this for?
I didn't remember.
5 years.
5 years?
You may do that. I'm just saying that we're not required to do that. But if you,
No, I knew we probably wouldn't be required. I just wondered why it wouldn't be a good idea for them to be involved. Just like if he were the city administrator, then he should have been involved in it. It's obvious he was.
Other discussion?
Well, I like the idea of competing things. If St. John's is the best person to do the job, he'll rise to the top. It won't be a problem, and we'll all be comfortable with it. But when you don't know who's out there that are not bidding, then we wonder. I'd really like to see a solicitation go out to quote them searches.
So, Mr. Blackwell, and you might not know the answer to this, and I understand, are there projects in the works right now that Mr. St. John is working on that could be impacted if we if we either postpone this or, of course, I guess he will be under contract until we take some other action. Is that right? Does anyone know?
You might want to continue this for a week and let me study it more. I didn't have a chance to review it carefully because I was out of town last week. That might be a good idea just to table the motion and let me and Mr. Blackwell look at it and see, because I looked at it quickly. He and I talked about it this morning, and he said it was almost verbatim a contract that we had with Mr. St. John 17 years ago, and for that reason, I didn't spend a lot of time looking at it, but I'll be happy to do that if you'll give me a little time to do it.
So does it expire? If the terms of this agreement are acceptable, either party can cancel this agreement at any point in the contract period with 90-day written notice to the other party. So he's under contract until we give him 90-day notice, if I'm reading that sentence correctly. So my point is, it's not going to interfere with any relationship we have ongoing right now, because we don't want that to happen. I hope you would agree that if he's working on stuff now, we need to make sure that he's obligated to finish that.
Just a parliamentary point of order. You mentioned tabling the motion.
Yes.
Would it not be more appropriate to postpone?
Whichever you prefer.
A table would be only for this meeting.
All right, that's
So
correct, yes.
I don't, we can table to a date certain, but the question is, you're talking about when the new city administrator starts. At this point, that's going to be approximately 5 weeks from now, as it stands right now.
Yeah, and I was also referring to, I like to see things, like Mr. Noah said, I like to see things, let's see what is out there. Instead of just saying, all right, automatically, you've been in it for 17 years, you got it every year.
All right.
So do we need to wait until we get the new administrator then?
Right. So it makes sense to me that we don't need to postpone it to a date certain, because we don't know when that's going to be.
So we do need to table it.
So I think we just need to table it at this point. So you made the motion. and you seconded the motion. So, does someone want to make a motion that we table it?
Motion to table.
Motion to table. Is there a second? Any further discussion?
Second.
So Dr. Blanks made the motion, and I think Ms. King seconded. Is everybody clear? So we're not moving it to a certain date because we don't know when that date is. But he is still under contract until he's given 90 days notice. Is everybody clear? We okay? We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion is presented, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. All right, second, Resolution 1757, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen to approve a UDAG loan application for IT Gets Fixed. This is a new business to Tullahoma. I had an opportunity to meet with the gentleman. Ms. Wilson has met with him as well as others. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Proper motion by Mr. Mathis. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Alderman Duncan. Any discussion?
Explain this business a little bit to us. Does anybody know?
Ms. Wilson?
This is one of our commercial loans. We have a commercial revolving loan that we make available to businesses that are doing startups, expansions, renovations. And It Gets Fixed is a computer repair and IT services business that is moving to Tullahoma and creating jobs here. And this is to purchase property and renovate the building.
Right.
And Mr. Prince is present.
Where's that property located?
Do you remember?
Surprise on the barber shop.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah. Appreciate the investment. Any further discussion? All those in favor of Resolution 1757, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. Congratulations. All right, our last refers to the item, if someone would make a motion that we accept Ms. Fritz's resignation.
Motion to approve her resignation.
Second.
Proper motion by Dr. Blank, seconded by Alderman Duncan. Any discussion? All those in favor say vote green, opposed vote red. I'm just going to say green, you're going to vote green.
Green.
Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Blackwell, any other business, new or old, that you're aware?
No, sir, there is not.
All right, so we'll adjourn and go into the beer board portion of the agenda. We have one item, consent agenda, 18BB19, minutes of the beer board meeting of July the 9th.
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Mathis, second by Ms. King. All those in favor of the consent agenda for the beer board, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 7-0. No other business. We are adjourned. Have a safe evening.
I'm out of town Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.